Hey Pepper Gang, the Penal Colony, commonly known as Prison in Marauders, is one of my favorite maps because of how much chaos it has and how much loot there is to be taken out. I will be showing you where the new depot is located, the vault, escape pod location, where the stashes are, and general map advice. My goal is for you to feel more comfortable navigating this map, but if you have any further questions, drop them below in the comments or stop by my live stream when I'm live. The link is in the description. So let's start with general map overview. Penal Colony is nicely organized per se because it's a prison. I like to think the map is separated via rings and separate vertical levels. The airlocks are all on the outer ring and they're connected via points of interest. The prison airlocks are nicely spaced out from each other. I don't typically get jumped at the airlock often by other players unlike other maps. The central part of the map, the tower is what I will call it, is what allows you to change vertical levels, and every floor has multiple ways to get to the central tower. The AI prisoners are everywhere, and they are ruthless. They vary from having just melee weapons and riot gear to running around with the infamous sawed-off shotgun. At the time of this video release, by the way, the sawed-off AI are not behaving properly. They forget they have a 2-shot reload. They will fire more than 2 shots in a row and drop you from halfway across the map. I'm sure they're getting work done and will get fixed over time. But besides those dudes, it's fairly easy to eliminate the rest of the prisoners. Now in regards to PvP, there's many ways to flank enemies and get the jump on them. As a solo, like other maps, getting the high ground advantage is key. And on this map, I like to gain it early in raid by rushing to the central tower, the central part of the map, and getting to the top floor. There's a lot of angles that I can get on people. And because Marauders has very minimal fall damage, don't be afraid to jump from these top floors, these high elevations, and get the flank on people running around. I've pulled it off many times, and it's one of the reasons why I really like PvP on this map. Do not be afraid to jump around. Trust me, it's so much fun. Now on to the vault location. The vault sits on the 3rd floor and is at the very back of a locker room and cafeteria. While looking at the 3rd floor from the central tower, you can find the vault by going through either of these gate doors. This vault is easy to do solo because there's only one way to it from other floors, and you have a lot covered to maneuver if someone pushes you up there. If you have the Prison Break daily contract, you need to stand in front of the vault for 2 minutes in this locker room. Now let's talk the depot. It sits in the middle ring, the one that is between the airlocks and the outer ring with the cells. The passageway to it is labeled depot above it, and it's kind of underground. Found a coin for it on the dead lootable static bodies on this map, the thing I always recommend to hit. The depot was large, and even though I had no issue with this, I can see the entrance to it being camped if someone hears you opening it. If you have a teammate, I recommend leaving someone above the passageway to keep an eye out. Onto the escape pod. This pod sits on the 2nd level, just across the bridge from the central tower. It's easy to get shot from several angles on the way into it, so clear the area. There's also a yellow lockpick container right next to it, which is a perfect way to fill your bag on the way out if you have a few slots open. Onto the stashes. First one is the stash at Visitation, right outside of this airlock. If you look at this wall, it sits to the far right by the stool. And a quick heads up, those windows on that wall can be shot through, so be careful when you're looting the stash. Second stash is on the 1st floor. If you go to the outer ring before crossing to the central tower, look for a cell that is open that sits between the canteen and workshop. The stash is underneath the bed by a sheet. The last stash is on the 3rd floor in another open cell. If you look at the 2 chain doors that lead to the vault, the open cell between them has the stash. Now onto the FLUV. The rest of the advice I have for you that can't be categorized. You need coins, jewelry boxes, easy money. Penal Colony has a bunch of the black folders around the map. There's one on the 3rd floor in the cafeteria near the vault. Good place for food items too. The rest are on the 1st floor in that middle ring. You find these security areas in this middle ring. They have folders on the floor that you can loot. The rest of the black folders that can spawn this juicy loot are behind lockpick doors. The lockpick doors sit underneath that 1st floor. If you hit all the lockpick doors and the folders around the map, you can walk out with so much juicy loot. If you need a 1911 government pistol for your quest, I found one on the table in the workshop area by the airlock. If you need meds in a pinch or need meds for a quest, this map has a lot of spawns for them. The gym locker room has a med bag. The security area outside of canteen has a med bag. The security area just past the library has another bag as well. And lastly, commandos and commando majors do spawn this map in case you need them for quests. I hope all these tips help you navigate this map easier, and I hope you get all that juicy loot out. Watch out for those pesky shotgun prisoners, and if you enjoy the content, consider subbing. I appreciate you watching. Now you'll hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.